So, foolishly, between the first session and this session, I forgot to save the game. So I tried replicating everything as best as I can, looking through the video, so we can continue going on as usual. So this is going to be continuing year one, that way, or year two, sorry. Well, actually, no, it's the end of year one. We haven't really completed year one yet. We're doing the hunt showdown now here. And how? So this is the hunt board. How the hunt works is one at a time. Normally, how I would do it when playing with a party of 4, I'd have everyone roll a dice, and the person who has the highest dice will start the hunt. That person will move a space forward, flip the card shown on the hunt board, and then do whatever results happens there. And that just continues to go along until you either reach the line or the line reaches you. So, what we're going to do then is we'll start by doing this hunt. We're just going to do it in. Actually, no, we'll have everyone roll. We'll have it as even odds because basically, whoever reveals the card is the person that has to roll on the event board, and sometimes those specific things can happen to them. So I'm going to do it random. The second person that we have is going to be the person who's going to be going first, which in our case is Romulus. So we'll be going Romulus onwards. So we will move one space forward and we will flip the thing and we'll read what's going on. So this one's the Prowling Lion. While the survivors stalk the white lion, the monster hunts something else. Move the white lion one space away from the survivors on the hunt board in pursuit of its prey. The white lion starts the showdown with ground fighting in play. Build its AI deck normally. So that isn't a very good start. We'll be able to find, we're going to need to remember that we're going to need to put ground fighting in play when we reach round to it. In fact, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to copy and paste the card and put it over there so I can remember. So now, not only has he moved one away, he's going to have a special fight in art when we reach to him. Not very good, but we don't need to roll on the event board. So now we go to the next person along, which I believe is Erica. So Erica will move it here and flip. Sea of Golden Grass. Fields of golden grass lay ahead. The event revealer may choose to avoid the plains and roll twice on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. Otherwise, each survivor gains +1 courage and the event revealer rolls on the table. So this is why you would set it, so then that way you can have it, like, specific people are the ones that are rolling. So Erica is the one now that can choose if they'd want to roll twice on the table or to go ahead and get courage. If we get a 1 to a 3, so if we gain courage and we decide to roll on a 1 to a 3, their quarry was stalking in the grass, begin the showdown immediately, and the monster ambushes survivors. Now, what happens there? If a monster ambushes, it means they get 2 attacks off on you. So they get 2 turns before you can even do 1 turn, which isn't very good. On a 4 to a 7, the survivors circle the tall grass, lost, roll on the hunt event table before moving on the event board. And on 8 to a 10, you pick up the trail, choose to move the white line 1 space forward or backwards on the hunt event board. Now, I think I'm going to be risky here. I think I'm going to have each survivor gain +1 on the courage, and I think we're going to roll. So we're going to hope that we're not going to get an ambush here. So I'm going to put everyone's courage up by 1. Oh. And then we're going to roll and hope for something above a 3. That's really bad. So we can't re-roll. You can see that there is re-roll on here, but we don't have that unlocked. It's not something that we can use right now. So yeah, that means the quarry is going to ambush us and is going to attack us twice. So that means we go straight into the showdown. So we're going to use the script here to have everything set up. It'll be the level 1 line. This is going to get set up here accordingly. We need to go into the Battle AI deck, the ground fighting in play, which is going to be somewhere in one of these. It's not that one. I think it'd be that one. Maybe it'd be under advanced. Ground fighting. Here we go. This is going to be a permanent one that is going to be in play. The monster flopped onto its side, waiting for attackers to draw near. While ground fighting is in play, you do not draw AI cards. When a survivor spends an action in the zone of death, before resolving the action, the monster performs a basic action with +2 speed and +1 damage, targeting the survivor. When the white line is wounded, you discard ground fighting. So that is going to be the first time we go and attack the lion, is what's going to happen. Kind of a weird one for this mood one. So I think that's just going to happen at the start of each line turn, because he's going to attack us twice. And I don't think this is going to stop that attack from happening twice. So we'll still have ourselves get attacked twice by this lion. And obviously then have ground fighting come into play as well. So you can now see as well, we've got terrain that has been assigned onto the table. So for this one, we get tall grass. Survivors in spaces occupied by the tall grass gain +2 evasion, which is very good. You can also spend your activation to hide in the tall grass, which means you will lose priority and you are no longer a threat when the lion is targeting. We've got a bug patch, which it says we need to set up adjacent to the monster. So we'll just set it up there. That is the only downside to it. And then we need to move the stone face, which the stone face is an obstacle. Obstacle means it blocks survivors and monsters' field of view, so it means it can interrupt ranged weapons, and it can also interrupt the monster's line of sight. It's impassable, which means we can't walk over it. Survivors can't walk over it, but monsters can. Walkers can walk over obstacles. Some obstacles they even break when they walk over. But for an action, we can move on to any space occupied by the giant stone face, and ranged weapons gain +2 range and +2 accuracy. So that is going to be really good for the bone dart. So for Abby is going to benefit from that. Survivors atop the giant stone face move normally on it and ignore obstacles when drawing a line of sight. Monsters may always draw a line of sight to them. So it doesn't block anything, but it's a good high point. So we need to set that up at least 5 spaces away from the board edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking putting it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be a good space. Maybe even putting it like that. So then that way we can have Abby. If we have Abby switch places as a starting spot there to get to the line faster. Now, because we have been ambushed, this does mean we are going to get attacked first. I'm actually going to move Abby here. Because so you can see here on the showdown setup where that blue dotted line is where you can set your survivors. Now I can't remember exactly if because we've been ambushed we can't set up the survivors. I don't remember that being the case. So if you ambush the monster, you get to attack twice before the monster attacks, and you get to ignore setup rules and put things anywhere. So in this particular fight, I mean we can move the tall grass, but let's say the tall grass had to be placed there. We could move it anywhere else. We could ignore setup rules and just put anything where we wanted to put it. And place ourselves anywhere we want to. But I don't remember anything about us being ambushed. In fact, if I type ambush, yeah, nothing comes up. So we can quickly, if I want to, actually, if we go over to the glossary and we go over, you can see the sheer amount of keywords that are up. Ambush, monster. If the monster moves into the survivor's hunt board space, it ambushes the survivors. End any current hunt event and start the showdown immediately. Survivors skip their first turn. In most cases, this means that the monster will take 2 turns in a row. So that is what it was what I was thinking it would be, but it's good to know. So in that case, it means we can do setup. We can actually put quite a few people basically behind the thing, because if block survivors and monsters' field of view, so that will block the field of view from 3 people. But unfortunately, we've got someone who's going to be left out. And who better than Romulus, eh? I mean, Romulus does have the armor and an axe. He's probably the best bet to have out here. And then we're going to put Romulus here to be kind of next to the tall grass. I think it's for the best. Actually, should we put him over here? Fuck it, actually, I'll put him over here. He's going to get attacked either way. We might as well keep him within like a close proximity to be able to move and do other stuff. So we'll put him here. This is where dash could be really useful, because we could have used dash during attacks against the tall grass to evade. That's not going to happen. Alright, well, we're going to start. So the monster is going to do 2 turns. We can see this one has 6 movement and 8 toughness. Got 10 health overall. And obviously, ground fighting has started within play. So the first time we do an attack against him, it is going to hurt. So let's draw the first line AI card. Now it's random, so the first ones from the prologue and the hit locations from the prologue will not be the same as what they are now. These decks are shuffled and randomized. Let's have a look. Pick a target. Closest threat facing in range. So there is no closest threat that is facing this person. So within phase distance, because they are blocked by the obstacle. So the next one will be the closest threat in field of view, and the only person that will be in field of view is going to be Romulus. So Romulus is going to get targeted. He's going to move and he's going to attack with a speed of 2, and there's going to be an accuracy of 2+. So we're going to have him move over to here. And on a 2+, he is going to hit. I don't believe I have any evasion because we don't have any blue connected up to here. So on a 2+, this hits, and it's going to be 1 damage to each location. Hits twice, and that is going to be 1 damage to the body and 1 damage to the legs. We'll take both of those. We won't bother dodging it. And now we're just going to go straight again to the monster because they get 2 attacks off before the other one because he ambushed us. And this one is bat around. Closest threat facing in range is going to be Romulus. He's going to move and attack. This time it's a 5+ to hit on a speed of 2. But after the attack, the monster playfully bats around the survivor. They suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level, which this is a level 1 monster. So hopefully we roll below lower 5, please. Yep, perfect. Yeah, another 2 hits, 1 damage each to the head and the body. Yeah, that is, I will dodge the one to the head, then we don't get knocked over. We'll take the body, and then we take 1 damage for the brain. Already a bad start here for Romulus. Romulus is in a bad way. So now it is finally our turn. We can actually go and do an attack. So we've got ground fighting in play. And so I know it says like the monster flops onto its side, waiting for the attackers to draw near while ground fighting's in play. Do not draw AI. I know it says that. I just don't think it would go 2 turns without fighting. Well, maybe it is. Now that I've read it more, but like we'll play it hard mode. We'll play like how we've done it. But correct me if I'm wrong for that one. Maybe I've just given myself a harder time there. So when a survivor spends an action in the zone of death before resolving the action, the monster performs a basic action with +2 speed and +1 damage targeting the survivor. So that is when it gets injured, when a survivor spends within the zone of death resolving it. What we can do here is, first of all, we will get Abby to go first. So Abby's got ranged, and Abby can spend an action. Actually, not even. I'm not going to make her spend an action actually to climb on top of this face. So we can see that the bone dart. It's a weapon. It's a ranged weapon. It's got a ranged weapon of 6, and it's got frail. Frail means if we attack a super dense location, the weapon will break. So we're going to hope we don't draw any super dense, but 6 away. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we move Abby to here, which we can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to allow us to throw the bone dart at the white line, hopefully injuring it and getting rid of ground control. Ground control? Ground fighting. I went a bit David Bowie there. So the bone dart, that is going to be a 7+ to hit, but we only roll 1 dice. This is why we kind of want to be on top of the stone face. But I'm going to gamble this. It was an 8. It was an 8. So that is a 0 hit there. Okay, so that is her turn done. We could throw a founding stone just to get rid of ground fighting. I mean, that's 2 speed and 1 damage on a basic attack. The basic attack already does 2 speed, so that means it's going to be 4 hit locations are taking 2 damage each. It's quite significant, and no one really has a tremendous amount of armor. I think I'll do it. I think I'll go with the I think I'm unfortunately going to do it. We're going to have Erica move just back 1. And we're going to have them throw their founding stone. So for their activation, you spend the activation to sling the stone from anywhere on the board, archive this card for 1 automatic hit that inflicts a critical wound. Return this card to the game box. So we're going to put it over here just because this is going to be where I can just delete some stuff. That's going to be a critical wound. So whatever I draw from this hit location is automatically a critical hit, guaranteed hit. I'm going to draw that, flip it. Thankfully, it gave us something. It is the beast's tricep. So the torn muscle causes agonizing pain. Discard 1 mood currently in play. The white line is knocked down. So while the white line is knocked down, or while the monster is knocked down, all reactions are cancelled and all hit rolls are a 3+. That is phenomenal. So this gets taken away. It was going to get taken away anyway because he got injured. We're going to take one off the top of the AI deck thing to show the wound stack, and that is going to make him go knocked down as well. So now anything on a 3+ is going to be a hit, and we've got 2 people here that can get some hits in. So we will have Romulus go first. Let's have Romulus take some revenge. When we'll have them attack with the bone axe. Once per attack, if you critically wound, cause 1 additional wound. Now, there is a difference between critically wounding and getting a perfect hit. So I'm going to roll for an attack now. Using my 2 speed, I am looking for, if I get 10s, that is a perfect hit. That is not a critical wound. So it means Savage won't come into effect, and likewise, I won't deal critical damage to the hit location. If I roll a 10 whilst rolling to wound, that is where Savage will come into effect, where it can cause an additional wound on top of the hit location I have, which is very nice. So we need 3 pluses to hit, so we're ignoring the 6+ here. You don't get a benefit for being behind either. He's knocked down, it's a 3+ to hit. That is what we're looking for. There's an 8 and a 10. I actually got a perfect hit. Unfortunately, we don't have any bonuses to that. And we're going to flip. That is just extremely unfortunate. Oh my god, that is terrible. So, what a trap does, a trap... oh my god, a trap makes a monster stand back up. So the monster got knocked down, instantly going to stand back up again, and they're going to do this. So the attacker is doomed, which means it's me. I can't dodge, don't have survival anyway, so I couldn't dodge, and he's going to perform a basic action against me. And this is going to reshuffle the entire deck. So now we're going to get a basic attack against Romulus, and that is both going to hit, and that is going to be both to my arms, which is going to give me heavy damage and knock me over. That is horrendous starting luck. I can't believe that's what we've got as the start of this combat. This is not going well. Okay, thankfully though, that's not the monster's turn. We've still got Remus, who can do 1 more attack. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have Remus come to the side here and get an attack off. Obviously, Remus only has the Founding Stone. So that's what we're going to have to use. Is a 7+ to hit, which is rough, but, you know, we got it. That's 2 hits, and that is a perfect hit as well. I've got 2 perfect hits. Why was I not rolling that early on? So, Beast is heal, nothing, there's no downside to that if we fail it, but if we critical injury, it will be a persistent injury, which will be fantastic. And if we wound, if the attacker has 3 understanding, we gain a survival. We do not have 3 understanding, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully we wound on both of these. We have got a strength of 1. He has a toughness of 8. We are again looking for 7, so we'll roll for the first one. That is a miss. It's demoralizing seeing it slowly roll from a 7 to a 3. We roll again, and that's a 1. We missed both locations. That is the end of the turn. Next turn, it is the monster's turn. So we will drag the card, and it is a terrifying roar. All non-deaf survivors. This is going to be everyone because no one here is deaf. It's going to be an intimidate. Roll 1d10 per target. If the result is a 2+ and is higher than the target's courage, target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and knockback 6. There is a high chance Romulus is going to die here. If the result is a 2+ and is higher than the target's courage, we're not going to be reaching the courage. So let's roll all of these. If it's a 2+, we've got a 7, a 5, a 3, and a 4. Everyone is now taking brain damage and knockback 6. So brain damage, brain damage, brain damage. We're going to do the knockback 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, sorry, they were here, weren't they? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What were they? I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here. Now it's just knocked back, it's not knocked down. This person also is just knocked down because it is. And now that's all the brain damage. Now, because we've been given an extra bit of brain damage there, that means that we now need to roll on the trauma table, all ready for Romulus. And this is the brain trauma table. You can see all of the bad things that can happen. So instead of reading them all out, we'll roll a d10 and we'll see what result we get. That is a 3. Memory loss. Lose 2 levels of weapon proficiency. Honestly, not too bad. We have no weapon proficiency at the moment. That could have gone massively wrong. We were very close to just dying. We were 1 away from just dying. That is fine. And now he's going to perform a basic action target to the furthest survivor in range. Now, the furthest survivor in range is actually going to be between Romulus and Remus, but if a target is knocked down, they are not identified within the targeting parameters unless it specifically says closest knockdown survivor. They are not targeted. So performing the basic action where it says closest survivor in field of view in range, the closest survivor in field of view in range, Romulus won't count. It will be Remus that they'll be heading towards. So they're going to turn, they're going to come towards, and on a 2+, they are going to hit. They got no extra evade. That is a hit. It's going to be 1 damage in each of these locations to the body and the legs. Really bad start so far. We've only done 1 damage to it. It still has a lot left. What does the bug give? Can it give us anything? Just brain damage, actually. That's terrible. Okay, and that is the end of the monster's turn. It goes back to our turn. That shouldn't have been a new person yet. It goes to our turn. So now Romulus stands up because when you get knocked down, you stand up at the start of the next monster's of the next monster's attack phase. So because we got knocked down during the trap, that means that the end of the next monster's of action, we will stand up. We managed to stand up. Let's say that the lion had knocked us down during that attack that he just drew, then that means we wouldn't be standing back up again until the end of his next attack phase, or unless someone uses encourage. So with this, what we're going to do, I suppose we'll have Remus go for a cheeky hit. They can go behind. Do we have anyone? No one else can really do damage apart from Remus, unfortunately. So I think we'll just hit with Remus. We'll have Remus go behind as well, just to try and get the bonus damage. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And Remus go for a hit. So now we're at 6 pluses to hit, and that is 1 hit, 1 successful hit. So we'll roll. On a fail, they're going to do a basic hit against us, which sucks. So we are looking for 7s. That's an 8. Thank God. That is a hit. That is a damage. So the reaction here, this failure reaction, won't come into play because we were successful. All right, now we're going to have everyone else move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll go there. End their turn. They can't really do anything else. I don't want them to throw the founding stone. Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get them close to the giant stone face. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to almost try and take the damage, if we can, from the next move, so then Romulus doesn't get targeted. But that'd be that. We'll go to the next move then. It's a mood, Bloodthirsty. When this comes into play, draw another AI card. When a survivor suffers damage for any reason, place 1 token on Bloodthirsty. At the start of each monster turn, if Bloodthirsty has 3+ tokens, remove all the tokens and perform a basic attack. So every time we suffer damage, it's going to put a token on it. And when it has 3 tokens, it's going to perform a free basic attack. And that stays in play as well. That's really bad. This is a really rough first fight. So because it says to draw another AI card, we'll draw another one. It's another mood. Oh my god. When this comes into play, draw another AI card. While Enraged is in play, White Lion gains +1 damage token per monster level. So we're going to put the damage token there. It's now dealing 2 damage per hit. When a survivor suffers any dismembered severe injury or is killed, discard Enraged. My god. Now, there is a benefit to having these moods out in play, because as you can see, these moods have lowered the deck. Unless these get discarded and come back into the discard pile, this counts as its health. It's like, as its health being taken away, it's gone. So like, if we deal this 3 damage and the 3 hit, oh my god, it's on 6 health, 7 health overall. But if we somehow deal that 7 damage while he's enraged, these not getting shuffled back in, then that's fine. Like, technically, we've just taken away 2 health from him. I can't believe it's on 6 health still. Anyway, draw another AI card. Closest knockdown survivor in range. There you go. Closest survivor then in range. So because we are in the blind spot, I mean, it is closest survivor in range. So in that case, I don't think the blind spot will take effect. Or does it? No, actually. I think it will take effect. Let me just do another double check, though. Always good to go and load up the glossary. So it'll be on 99. Looking for C. Close is survivor. The survivor, the least number of cardinal space away from the monster. And then threat, the least number of cardinal space away from the monster. The threat, the least number of, yeah. So it is just the closest survivor. So it will be just be the person in the blind spot, I think. Doesn't matter. Just literally says for the closest survivor. So the closest survivor in range means it's going to be straight to red, and that is going to be 1 speed on a 2+. It's going to hit. So that is a 10, because of course it is. That is going to deal 1 damage to a random location, which is going to be our leg, which has actually knocked us down as well, which is terrible. The white line isolated to prey. Full move the white line away from all threat, and the target suffers grab. So full moving away, I think, will move them up here. So that would move the target up to here. Technically, full moving away will go to here, and since we can't end our movement on the thing, it means we get pushed to the side 1. But we are going to take 1 extra grab damage here, which is going to be to our body. And that is the end of the monster's turn, and now goes to our turn. So we don't stand up now, because that happened during the monster turn. At the end of the next monster's turn, we'll be standing up. But this is rough. This is really bad. Not really too sure as to what to do here. I think we will have Abby go 1, 2, 3, 4, and have them stand up on here. Now, when you use the activation to stand onto the stone face, you can move onto any space occupied by the giant stone face. So I can move anywhere onto here from that, and I'm going to put them here right in the corner. That now increases my range by 2 and my accuracy by 2, so I can do 8. Unfortunately, that will not be 8 away, because remember, you can't do it diagonally. So it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will have them use their survival, though, to encourage, and they're going to encourage up Remus. So we can try and at least get some attacks in. So it's not going to be completely useless. We want to try and bring the monster towards us, because we want to abuse this tall grass. So now Remus is standing up. I'm going to bring Erica. I'm going to have them go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start having them move towards the tall grass over here. And then we're going to have Romulus just go 1, 2 into the tall grass. Then they'll get the benefit. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have them go here. And oh, do we make him try and do the bug patch? They might suffer 3 brain damage. We're going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. What's the odds of me rolling on 1 again? It's an 8. Okay. And that is 1 random vermin resource card. So the vermin resource cards are here. Just going to take 1, drag it. And it is a lonely ant. Consume. Archive this to swap your insanity and survival values. Currently, both 0. That's nice to have. And now Remus will go for an attack. We're just going to do a normal attack without the benefit, because I want to move as far down this way as we can. So we're going to roll. We need 7 pluses to hit. That is 1 successful hit. Oh, I realised we had the extra damage token, don't we, from the mood? Who took damage? It was you took damage. So I'm gonna have to. The body is actually hit, and I think the legs are. We need to roll for the legs for thingy as a retcon here. The 2 extra damage. 7 torn muscle. Your quadriceps is ripped to shreds. You cannot dash until the showdown ends. Skip the next hunt and gain a bleed. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. So we'll put skip the next hunt. So that's fine. We don't even have dash. That's not too terrible. Yeah, we need to remember it's 2 damage. Obviously, he still would have been knocked over, and like we still could have got him up. So we still have this hit. But that is just useful to know about that 1 damage token. And as I said from the last one, sometimes I forget about that, but we retconned it. It's fine. The hit location. Wound. The cat hates this and you gain the priority token. Okay, that is if we can wound you, sir. So we are after 7. Hopefully we get a nice hit. That is a 6. So that is not a hit. And we are going to use this opportunity to just try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just try and move away as far as possible. And that will be the end of that turn. So now we go to the monster's turn. Whenever a survivor suffers damage for any reason, they gain blood token. So that is going to have a token on it because it was only with one person that took the damage. I don't know if it's like multiple damage. Like when a survivor suffers damage for any reason, place 1 token on the bloodthirsty. I don't know if it's like, you know, he took 2 damage. I assume it'd be 2 damage, wasn't it? We took 2 damage in 2 different locations. That is 2 damage. Suffers damage. Damage is there. I think he was meant to have done a basic attack. I can't really retcon it now, but I'm pretty sure he was meant to do a basic attack. This is what I mean. There is a lot of rules in this game. It can go kind of crazy. But I believe he was meant to do a basic attack for that one. But we'll leave it for now because I can't retcon everything that's gone through. And we'll have him just do a basic attack next time he does damage to someone. And we haven't got any dismembered abilities yet. So we're going to draw the top line card. Random threat in field of view. So the only ones in field of view are these 3. They haven't gone into the tall grass. So it's going to be between red, green, and white. So we got 6, 8, and 9. So this is going to be Remus that is going to get targeted here. The monster stares down its prey, turn to face them. This poor boy, man. This poor boy. I think on a 6+ or 4+, I suffer brain damage. I got an 8. That's a brain damage. That's a brain trauma. So we'll roll here for the trauma. That is a 9. New perspective. You're knocked down, but gain plus 1d10 insanity. So we're going to re-roll this. We get 10 insanity. So we're going to be knocked down, but 10 insanity. Isn't that lovely? And that is going to be that one done. And this one is whenever someone suffers damage for whatever reason. So that bloodthirsty is going to go to 3 tokens. And take all those away now. And he is going to remove all tokens and perform a basic action. So he's going to do a basic attack now. Which would be the closest survivor in field of view in range. Now, as I say, knockdown do not class as a threat. Oh, that's a good point. Closest survivor in field in range, closest survivor. It specifies survivor, it doesn't specify threat. So I do think it will go to the person knocked down. I think if it says closest threat, it wouldn't go to it. So that means he is going to, unfortunately, go to here. You can dodge whilst on the ground. You can dodge. So they're going to attack on a 2+. They're going to hit. That is both hits. That is going to hit me for 2 damage in both my body and my head. Oh, I'm going to dodge the head, but we're going to need to roll for the body. So we'll roll here. That is an 8, a broken rib. It even hurts to breathe. Suffer 1 permanent speed. This injury is permanent and can be recorded multiple times. Gain a bleed token. So we're going to go to the severe injuries here. We're going to type broken rib. And we're going to put that onto Remus. And that is -1 permanent speed. So what I like to do is go onto here. -1 speed from broken rib. To keep that to remind us, and we get the bleed token too. They are on 2 bleed tokens. They need 5 to die. And because that was damage to 1 location, because we dodged the other, that will be 1 token that is placed onto that. And that is the end of that one. And because, you know, with this, it's a dismembered severe injury or is killed. This isn't a dismembered injury. It stays in effect. So that was the monster's turn. At the end of the next monster's turn, will Remus stand back up? So Remus can't stand back up again. We've got no survival to be able to give to Remus to stand back up either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Abby can hit. Abby can hit because we've got a range of 6. Being on top of the stone face gives us 2 extra range and 2 extra accuracy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, it's within range. We are going to straight away just do an attack with Abby. So because they get +2 speed, that means they're actually going to be throwing with 3 dice, because the 1 speed for this and the +2 extra. And it is a 7+ to hit. Because we have an accuracy of +2, it is a 5+ to hit. So 3 dice, 5+ to hit. That is 2 hits. Hope none of those are a trap. Both of these have failures. The monster roars triumphantly. Roll 1d10 on a 4+. The attacker suffers brain damage. Per monster level 1 is knocked down. And this one, as the white line jumps back without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker. Cancel all unresolved hits out of the location. Thankfully, we'll still be able to hit. So we're going to do that one first. He's going to jump back once, but he'll still be within a range of 8. Remember, we had 7. Like we would. I think we'll just be in range. But this one equally will knock us down. So we'll do it in this order. So we are looking for 7s to hit. Unfortunately, we don't get any bonuses to our strength. Thank God that is a hit. And now we're going to go again for this one. Oh, come on! You were on the lantern! It would have been a persistent injury as well. Oh, no! So we need to roll a d10. On a 4+, we suffer brain damage. Yeah, so we're taking a brain damage. We're going to get knocked down. And because we're already thingied, we're going to be rolling on the brain trauma here. And that is going to be a 3, which is memory loss, which is proficiency level. It's not too bad. It's not terrible. And that is another damage to us for any reason. So a blood token gets put onto that. God, that is rough. Okay. I'm honestly debating throwing another founding stone here. I feel like... I don't know whether to throw founding stones actually. Because it's got 5 health, 6 health. Still, we can't really do much. Okay, we're gonna have Erica use. This is actually pretty good. So we're gonna use Erica to activate to jump onto the stone face, and that means that we can place our person anywhere. We're gonna use Erica to activate to jump to put them onto there. Then we're gonna use their movement to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still not within range, but we're close. And then Romulus, I feel like at this point, you know, we'll just also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just try and close in on this lion to try and see if we can deal some damage. That's the end of our turn. Go next. We'll flip this over, flip, and we will flip this. All non-death survivors, so roll 1d10 on a D+. We suffer brain damage and knockback 6. Oh, this is rough, man. This is so rough. On a 2+. 5, 8, 7, 3. Everyone there is taking a brain damage and knockback 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stat rough. Brain damage, brain damage. Oh, so brain damage will actually be taking that away. So we're going to be rolling for green, for blue, and for white. And because that is damage for everyone, that is also going to be another 3 tokens on top of that. So we'll be doing a basic attack after, but let's roll for brain damage for everyone. So the first person is a 5. Danger seizure. You thrash about wildly, dealing 1 damage to yourself and every adjacent survivor. Gain a random disorder and 1d5 of insanity. So that is going to be to Romulus here. Their disorder is going to be seizures. Very fitting. During the showdown, whenever you suffer damage to your head location, you're knocked down. There is no one adjacent, so they don't take 1 extra damage. And because they get 1d5, we're going to roll a d10 and half it. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's what they get. Okay, no bleeds though, so it's not too bad. Next person. It's a 5, the exact same thing. So blue is... I don't believe diagonal... I don't know if diagonal class... They're really testing my knowledge here on what's adjacent or not. I don't believe that's adjacent. Because things can't get targeted diagonally, if someone's thrashing about and things don't get targeted diagonally, I'm not going to class that as adjacent. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that is still going to be the same thing, which means what we're going to do is we're going to reset the disorders deck because people can get the same ones, and they are going to get honorable. You cannot attack a monster from its blind spot or if it is knocked down. Terrible trait. And we get 1d5, 2. Cool. And now the final person, we got Abby. It's a 10. Frenzy. Frenzy's quite good and bad. It means you can't spend survival, but we don't have survival. So, first of all, they gain 1d5 of insanity. So, I'm going to roll this, and that is 1. Wow. Wow. Really good, eh? Then it's going to be, we gain a speed token and a strength token. So when it says you gain a token, that means they're temporary. They're not permanent. They will get removed at the end of the showdown phase. So we're going to gain 1 plus speed, 1 plus strength, ignore slow on melee weapons, we may not spend survival, we may not use fighting arts, we may not use weapon specializations or weapon masteries, and this can be gained multiple times, will last until the end of the showdown. So we're going to give ourselves 1 speed token, which is here, and then what was the other one? Sorry, it was 1 speed and 1 strength. And then we're going to give ourselves then the 1 strength token. So they are temporary. Pretty strong with that. Now is the end of the enemy's attack. Oh, actually, sorry. He's going to perform a basic attack, isn't he? So, at the start of each monster turn. Oh, it's at the start of the monster turn. So we shouldn't have actually done the basic attack on the last one. So many rules, guys. So many rules. So on the start of the next turn, he's going to perform a basic attack against us. So that's the end of the monster's turn. It goes to our turns. We're all going to be standing up again. And we'll see what we can do. Well, first of all, Abby is just going to go here, activates, go up, get back onto the stone face. I think it would be best then to have Romulus go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And not do anything. Because they can't. And then we're going to have Remus go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, oh, actually, 4, and we'll have Erica go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're going to gain the benefit from having the +2 being in the tall grass. We can make them hide so then they don't take priority, but then that does mean Abby's going to be the one that gets targeted. Oh, she is out of range. We will do that. We will say that they use their activation then to, if you're standing on the space occupied by the tall grass, they will disappear into it. So they are not going to be a threat for this one. So we won't be a threat until we move out of the space or we attack. So the only threat really right now is going to be Abby. Oh, actually, Abby is going to get attacked with a basic attack as well. So she will get hit on this one. Hope it doesn't get knocked down. We'll see. I think dragging the monster to here should be good. So, goes to the monster's turn. I'm going to flip. Closest knockdown survivor in range. There isn't one. Closest survivor in range is going to be, would have been Erica, but because they're in the tall grass, they are not a thing. But there's no one in range. I was actually just going to sniff. It's just going to sniff because there is no close survivor in range either. So, sniffing is the instinct. The lion sniffs the air and ends its turn. Until the end of the next round, all survivors are now threats despite any effect saying otherwise. So that now means Erica, because... Oh, sorry. The start of the turn... it was meant to perform the basic attack first. So, closest survivor in field of view in range. Closest survivor in field of view in range. Closest survivor in field of view in range is would still be Erica, but they're hidden. Sorry, because we need to change the order on this. Closest survivor in range, sniff. So they're just going to sniff, which means then this would then take effect. So this would be the closest survivor in range, so it actually means it will come for Erica. Sorry, yeah, so the retcon there is the basic attack was meant to happen first, as at the start of the round. And because there was no one in range, they sniff. Sniff revealed people, which then mean when we done the AI card, Grasp now can reveal Erica, who is in range, unfortunately. So on a 2+, it is going to hit. That is a 6. That is going to hit 1 random damage to Erica, which is going to be to their legs. And then that is going to gain a token. And with that one, the white line isolates its prey. Full move the white line away from all threat, and the target suffers grab. So with the grab, it means it's 1 damage to another location, which is going to be our body. So that's going to be 2 things there. And to move furthest away, I think would be the same thing. They'll probably end up moving over here. And because we'd be knocked over on that bit, we'll get pushed over to there. And so that is the end of... Oh, actually, I technically suffered another attack. So that is 3. I'd taken another damage, so... Actually, no, I already done the 2, sorry. Yeah, so rough. So it's the start of the next turn. I think... is really, really rough shape that we have here for people. Remus is in a bad way. We'll go with Abby first. So Abby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's in range. We're going to have Abby do an attack. So because she's frenzied, she's got 1 speed, which means we get 1 speed from this, 2 speed from being on top of the mask, and 1 extra speed from our addition there. And we gain an extra strength. So we are after 7 pluses to hit. That is 3 hit locations. So 1, 2, 3. Hopefully none of those are a trap. Okay, so this one's going to perform a basic action against the attacker, which they can. They will get in. They are in range. So we'll probably do this one first. This one second, because if they fail, it moves the monster in a straight line. He can't move anymore in a straight line, so that would be fine for us. And then this one third for the basic attack. Now, we've got 1 strength. 3 strengths are on the bone darts. 1 strength on here, so that's 4. And the toughness of 8. We need a 4 to injure on each one of these rolls. So we'll go for the first one first. If we can get that crit, it would be great. Okay, we didn't. And it's no damage. We go to the next one. That's a 9. That is a damage. So we'll take the token off. We've got 1 more hit. Hopefully don't fail this one. That is rough. My God, getting punished here. So that means he's going to perform a basic attack because of the fail. So he's going to target me. He's just got enough range to get to me. And that basic attack is going to be on a 2+ they hit. They're going to hit once. And that is going to be my body. And because they got hit, that is going to be 3. It means they're going to perform a second basic attack against me at the start of the next round. Which is not good. Not good. It's still on 4 HP. Okay, we're going to have Romulus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can get behind. So we're going to have Romulus go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. They're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're going to get behind the target and we're going to hit them with the bone axe and hope for the best. So we're rolling for 2 speed. We need 5+ to hit because we're in the blind spot. That is 2 hits. One of them being a perfect hit, but doesn't give us the benefit. Okay. Impervious. So impervious hit locations cannot be wounded. So if we were to roll a critical, we'll get the rewards from the critical, but we don't deal a damage, unfortunately. And the other ones, and instinctively striking back, they're going to do a basic attack against us. It does feel like this is not a level 1 monster. I feel like we are getting hammered in this fight. I was not expecting to go this badly. So we're going to roll for the first one. And that is going to be a 5. For us to damage it, we have got 3 strength. It's got 8 toughness. We do damage it. Because it's impervious, we don't. So this just goes away. It was no critical. And then we roll again. Hopefully we get a crit. No. We're 1 away from damaging it, so we fail. Which means it's going to perform a basic attack against us. So they're going to turn around. Roll these 2. It's a 2+ to hit. That is a double hit. That is a double hit to the body as well, which is going to mean I'm going to have to roll twice for the body for that. Oh my God. And because that was a double hit, that is going to actually add 2 more tokens onto that. So it's going to go up to 5. We're going to remove 3, but now we need to roll twice for the body, which is a 9. Collapsed lung. You can't catch your breath. -1 movement token. So that will only last for the duration of this run and a bleed. And then we need to go 1 more time. Which is a 4. Gaping chest wound. Suffer -1 permanent strength. I did also realise he's obviously dealing 2 damage to us as opposed to the 1. Because it was both to the body. The same effects still apply here for us. So we've got the gaping chest wound that happens here. So we'll go -1 strength from gaping chest wound, which is unfortunate. And then what else did we get from the gaping chest wound? It's a bleed token. Yeah, I did think so. Yeah, as I say, I keep forgetting about the +2 strength, but that 2 strength was to the same location, so that is where it would be. I think Thingy should have been knocked down. I think I've just done so much wrong within this combat. We'll keep on playing. I mean, I could sit there and restart this entire thing, but I think we live and learn. We learn from these mistakes. We learn as we go forward. So, what do we have? So, they got knocked down. We can now have Remus. I think Remus is the only person now that can do something. So we'll have them go 1-2, and we'll have them do Romulus. Sorry, Remus. No, it was Remus. So it's going to be a 7+ to hit, and that is going to be that's an 8. That does class as a hit, thankfully, and that is there's no downside to it. We need 7s to hit again. That's a 2. Don't hit it. And now it's going to be the monster's turn. So because it's the start of the monster's turn, we're going to remove 1, 2, 3 tokens from here. And they're going to perform a basic attack against Romulus. So on a 2+, that is going to hit. It's 1 hit, but it's going to be 2 damage to our body, which is another roll for the body. My god, this is terrible. That is a 7. Ruptured spleen. A vicious body blow. Skip the next hunt. Gain 2 bleed tokens. So we're 1 bleed token away from dying. And that is... We haven't suffered a dismembered effect yet. But someone is probably going to die soon. And I suppose because the damage did happen, that would be 2 damage token. Would you do it? At the start of each monster turn, if Bloodthirsty have 3 tokens, remove all tokens, perform a basic action. When a survivor suffers damage for any reason, place 1 token on Bloodthirsty. Yeah, I feel like that would be it, right? We'd put another... They took 2 damage, so it'd be another 2 tokens onto there, surely, I think. They'll be knocked over, but you don't stack knocked over, which is very nice. But now we draw the AI card. Closest threat facing in range, closest threat facing in field of view. So the closest threat facing in range, they're not a threat. So it will be Remus that gets attacked with this because it's the closest threat in field of view. So he's going to turn to Remus, and that is going to be 2 speed and a 5+ to hit. Thankfully, we're in the tall grass. That gives us +2 extra evasion. And because we moved our priority thing, like we can get spotted, we didn't activate to go under it, and we attacked. So that is going to be a 7+ though to hit. So hopefully... Okay, it's only going to be 1 hit. It's going to be 2 damage to our head, which is going to make us have to roll. So we're actually going to get knocked down. That 2 damage to the head means that we're going to have to roll for this. And that is a 5. In cranial hemorrhage, you can no longer use or gain any survival. This injury is permanent and can be recorded once. Gain a bleed token. That is really bad. Cranial hemorrhage, there it is. So we'll place that down. We'll gain... Oh, wrong person. It's on this person. We'll gain the bleed token. And then they're going to bash. The monster playfully bats around the survivor, and they suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level, so we'll take 1 brain damage there. But we will get knocked over, obviously because of the thing. And now it is the start of our turn. So these 2 stand up. Remus will not. Okay. And that was another damage that would go on top of there. So they're going to perform another basic action. The monster is on 4 health. I don't even know if it's worth using the founding stones here as a way to try and keep the survivors alive. Because when you die, all of your items, they don't get lost into the Aether. They will come back to your gear grid. I thought we're just going to see. Just going to see if we can continue. Right. I will have green go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 behind, and we'll do another attack. They've got -1 strength, unfortunately. But still, we're rolling 2, and that is going to be a 5+ to hit. 2 hits, which is fantastic. And what do we have here? Sturdy kneecap, no downside, and you strike the monster's throat. No downside to both of these, but we have -1 strength. So 2, we're looking for 6s to hit. Unfortunately, that is a 4. That is not a hit. Let me roll again. This is a 3. That is not a hit. Okay, we'll go as Abby. Abby will do... we're going to have Abby move 1 just to move back. So we can't hit within range. That doesn't fucking matter, does it? It doesn't actually matter. We'll just have him hit. So because we're on top, that is going to be rolling 1 extra speed, 1 of those, and 2 extra. 7+ is to hit. That is 1 hit. And if he fails, it's going to charge. And we've got an extra strength. So we've got 4 strength. We're looking for 4s to hit. That's a 10. Critical wound. You strike at the white line stout heart. Gain 1 random white line resource. Roll 1d10. If it's the 10, the lion dies instantly. Okay, let's shuffle this. And we'll take... So this is the white line resource we get. It's the cat bone. If we roll a 10, the lion is going to die. Please. Please, game. This is so needed. No! No, but we still do the damage, so we'll take that away. And then we've got Erica, who's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto there. Okay, so that's going to be the end of that turn. So it's going to be the start of the monster's turn. They are going to perform a basic attack, so we'll remove 3 tokens. And they will perform the closest survivor in field of view in range, which the closest survivor in field of view in range will be Remus. 2+ to hit. Hits once. This is still going to be 2 damage to the body. Remus is taking a fucking beating to this body, man. His poor body. Yeah, that makes sense. The blow sent a bone fragment directly into the heart, killing you instantly. So Remus is dead. Remus has been killed. Honestly, got brutally savaged by that. That was 2 extra damage. So that would be 2 tokens that get put on top of there. But now that someone has been killed, this mood gets taken away. It goes into the discard, I believe. Discard in rage, yep, so that gets put into the discard and the damage token gets taken away. And now we do the next move, which will be flipping this, shuffling, pulling it back out. If this is enraged, it's not. Closest threat facing in field of view, which will be, well, no, they hid in the grass. So it'll be closest threat in field of view. Actually, no, they didn't hide in the grass, did they? We didn't make it, so they did. So Erica is actually going to be targeted here. So the line will probably just move up to here. And that is going to be a 5+ to hit, but a 7+ to hit because we're in the grass. So that is 1 hit. That's so unfortunate. They still get that. That is going to be 1 damage now to the body, not 2, because they removed the thing. And then they suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level, so that's 1 extra one. Okay. We go again. So, Romulus will go first. We'll go for an attack. He's right behind. It's a 5+ to hit again. 2 hits. Oh, that is why we should have moved the other person first, because they are going to suffer grab and get dragged away. I'm too into it. I'm too into the moment. Okay, so we've got 6s. 6s to hit. That never changed from a 5. That entire spin, which feels rather rude. Thank God that's a hit. We didn't fail. We got hit off. Perfect. And then with that, I think we will go. No, no, we will. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to move into the grass in front of the lion. I have faith that he's not going to charge us. And as a replacement, we will. I shouldn't have moved him there. He's so bad. Oh wait, no. What did we roll? What did we just roll? It was a 9. It was an 8, wasn't it? Yeah, because we have the minus strength, so we still would have got the wound, I believe. Oh yeah, it was an 8 and a 10. Yeah. We would have got it. Okay, and now we're going to move Erica. 1, 2, 3. I believe she only has 4 movement, right? No, she has 5. 4, 5. I'm going to have Erica try and hit with the fists. Now, the fists have deadly, which gives you +1 luck when you attack with this weapon. That means that when wounding the target, if we roll a 9, it will class as a crit for each deadly that you have, which is very nice. So we're going to try and go for a hit, which to us is a 7+ at 2 speed. We don't hit. So that's that one done. And now we'll then attack as Abby, who still has the 1 speed, 1 strength. So we'll run all 4. That is 7+ to hit. That is no hits. That's the end of the turn. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a basic attack now against Romulus, which is honestly terrible that I've put him up to this. As a 2 and a 4, he only hits the once. So it's going to be 1 damage to the body. My God. 1 damage to the body. Yeah. So we're going to be rolling for this. Everyone's been taking so much body damage. And that is an 8, which is a broken rib again. Suffer -1 permanent speed and a bleed token. They're dead. They are dead. Because 5 bleed means they have bled to death. And the extra damage goes onto there. And then we draw the top card. All target non-death survivors. It is the D10 again. So it's going to be Erica and Abby that are rolling. That is a 10 and a 7. So they both get knockback 6 and 1 brain damage per monster level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And now it's the start of our turn. Oh, this is rough. I think I see the ending. I see the ending sight. This has been an extremely rough battle. We have someone without a weapon, and then the only person with a weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we can't make it up there. So we're gonna have Abby go to here and use her thingy to go up onto here, and then Erica is gonna move all the way behind, and she's going to do an attack. So we're using the fist and tooth. We're looking for 7+ to hit. That is 1 successful hit. So now we just need to get a 9 or a 10, obviously. We just need to get a 9 or a 10, and we'll be able to do a crit here. It doesn't matter if not, because it means that the reflex he's just going to run further away from us, so it's not going to be the end of the world. But I'm on a 9 or a 10. Oh, that's it! Oh, okay, so we got the +1 luck with the weapon. That's a crit. That classes as a crit. So the white line's tail is destroyed. Ruin its finely tuned balance. The white line gains -1 accuracy token, and we gain the white line tail resource. So if we get the white line tail resource, he's then going to suffer with 1 evasion. -1 evasion for the rest of the combat. Which is when I can find it. There we go. -1 evasion. Oh, lunacy. That's interesting. Does that stop you? That's cool. I didn't realize that was a thing. And now he is going to do his reflex, which means because it was a reflex, whether we successfully done it or failed it, he's going to do it. Which means he's just going to charge all the way over there. Cool. Now it's going to be his turn. So because there is 3 tokens on there, he's going to perform a basic action, which is the closest survivor in field of view within range. Both of them are the equal distance away. So I'm going to do a roll to see which one it goes for. Whoever has the lowest, it'll be going for. That's a 4. That's a 9. Cool, I wanted to go for Abby anyway. So I'm going to go to here. And then that will be a basic attack. So that is a 2+ to hit. That is 2 hits. And that is 2 hits to the... Oh, so bad. 2 hits to the head. Thankfully, it's 1 damage each, so we're only rolling once for the head. But that is so bad. That is a 2. They are dead. All other survivors lose 1 survival. Abby is also dead. That is 2 damage onto that. And now they're going to draw a card, which is Terrifying Roar, which is going to be the knockback one on a 4+. It's a 2, or sorry, on a 2+. Fuck, I got so happy. So that's going to be knockback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to take a brain damage, which means we're going to be rolling for the brain trauma. This could be the end of the. It's a 2. No ifs, ands, or buts. The survivor is dead. We're dead. That's it. That is crazy. I don't think I've ever had such a terrible first fight against the White Lion before. None of us survivors survive. What is the defeat condition here? The White Lion takes a small shiny prize. Roll 1d10. On a 6+, you archive a jewelry gear of your choice. If the survivors don't have any jewelry, nothing happens. So we don't have any jewelry, so all this gear is going to come back to us. But yeah, that is a rough. So we don't get any of this. All of these go back to the pile. They don't come back with us. We're gonna be coming back with anything extra. That is just a defeat. So on the timeline, we're gonna have that timeline done. And we're gonna be going into the next settlement phase. So we're gonna be coming back with no endeavors to do anything with. And because we're going to be coming back with no endeavors, we're not going to be able to really make anything. But because it's a new year, we'll do that on another video where we'll start off with endless screams. But on that, we will have to do the first death principle as well. Actually, no, we'll do the first death principle now because we reached when are the milestones come into effect? We will do the beginning part of the setup. We'll do the beginning part of this year, and then we'll stop midway through, like just before we depart and go onto the hunt. That's what we'll do. So, first of all, we'll do endless screams. A scream pierces through the silence around the settlement. As the noise fades, a chorus of horror rises up in answer. The settlement erupts into chaos, trying to comprehend the source of the terrible wail. You may now hunt the screaming antelope. Add it to the quarry list on the settlement record sheet. Nominate a single survivor to stand amidst the madness. They gain 1 courage and become the voice of reason. So, let's return everyone back. Because they're dead, we're going to remove the clear next step, but we're going to hide dead people because they are not going to be able to respond to this. So we're going to nominate someone to the card. I'm going to nominate Ellie because Ellie is the only person it's the only survivor that's been named so far, and they already have a courage. So we're going to give them 1 more courage to get 1 step closer, and we're going to roll 1d10, which we're going to roll these big dice for the voice of reason, and we have rolled a 8. The survivor stands firm in the face of the screaming unknown. Slow and strong words change the settlement's fear into tingling excitement. After all, the endless screams might be an opportunity to gain knowledge and harness the darkness. The survivor gains the Orator of Death fighting art. Returning survivors gain 2+ insanity. We have no returning survivors. So they get the Orator of Death fighting art, which I've never seen before. Let's spawn Ellie's character in. And we'll put that fighting art on and we'll see what it is. Once per showdown, you may spend an action to have all non-death survivors gain 2 insanity. When you die, you encourage all survivors with your last words. Well, let's hope we don't die. It's not too bad. Cool. So, we can now hunt the Screaming Antelope as well. So, obviously, let's put that onto our quarries. Screaming Antelope. That's something that we can now go for. And now we will do the first death, because that is what has happened. So we now get to choose. The group must decide what to do with their first survivor corpse. So the first harvest, the settlement decides to harvest the body for resources. The settlement gains the death principle, cannibalize. Find and place the card on the settlement board and note it on the settlement record sheet. After adding the card to the settlement, roll 1d10. And then we've got the first grave instead. The settlement decides to build a small monument to mark their loss. The settlement gains the death principle graves. Find it and roll 1d10. So, if you're currently working your way through your first story, return the settlement section and proceed to the development step. So we'll show you what we've got here. So these are the two ones that we can work with. We've got Cannibalize, which will increase our survival limit. So it means we can now go up to, I think, 3 survival as maximum. When a survivor dies, draw 1 basic resource and add it to the settlement storage. Do not gain a resource if a survivor is lost, ceases to exist, or is exiled. Or Graves, which all new survivors gain +1 understanding. When a survivor dies during the hunt or showdown phase, gain 2 endeavor. And when a survivor dies during the settlement phase, gain an endeavor. It's a no-brainer for me. We're going to be going for Graves. Unfortunately, I don't think we will get any of the endeavors from the people that have just died because we've only just developed this. So, Cannibalize will go back. We will take Graves, and that will be what we take on from that. And now we are going to need to roll a d10. We'll see what we get. It is a 9. Nominate a survivor with tears in their eyes. The survivor takes a shard of rock from the grave and marks themselves with it. They cherish this mark forever. The survivor gains 1 permanent luck. Okay. I like the idea of having someone be really strong with their fists and getting proficient in the fist fighting art, and having the luck is quite nice. So I'm going to name this survivor Bruce, gain them the survival for it, and I'm going to have them get the +1 luck. +1 luck from Grave event, well, from Graves. I think that's going to be pretty good. That'll be quite fun. Alright. And with that done, with the timeline done, with the endless screams done, and the first death done, he literally is just going to be moving into going through the settlement phase here and building stuff and then doing other things. But because usually I would end it here and we'll go into the second year, but there is nothing to do. We can build more stuff with the white fur if we wanted to, actually, with the raw headbands. Which, you know what? Yeah, no, we'll leave it so we can keep the timeline good. So we've just done the start of it. So when we come back in, we're going to be coming back in doing the building phase to build some stuff for our people and then choosing what we want to fight. So that is the end of year 1 and the prologue. Horrendous start. A horrendous start for our settlement. We still haven't even named the settlement to gain the extra added bonuses. We also need to put on our new survival bonuses here as well, +1 understanding, because all new survivors will get that. Yeah, so we'll have to see how the rest of that goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in year 2. Take care.